allowed the two children to attend the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. And in dey touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra
Máyégún ti dé,
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra
Máyégún ti dé,
bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra
Máyégún.
Today. Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And a good evening to you from wherever you're joining us. It is Máyégún live. And it is also the last day of the month, especially for those of us who are watching it live. So please, after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well. Like it, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. I mean, you can see many of you already like used to greeting yourselves when you come into the temple. That's great. But please remember, like it and share it as well. So invite your friends and your not so friendly friends and tell them that Máyégún is live and let us talk. For those of you who are regulars on Máyégún's Diary Political, happenings from every corner of Nigeria, as much as they are, even if they are just slightly public, will be very much amplified to bring more awareness to the sufferings, the real victims who are humans, the victims of all these violent attacks. And talking about Kwara, talking about Kogi, talking about Enugu, Benue, Plateau, Katsina, Niger, this other one, Zamfara, Borno, and you keep going and going. Just put all these states in your as your keywords when you are like searching for the killings in Nigeria. You have lots of evidence on there. Out there. So Kwara has been bleeding for a very long time now. Kwara is one of the states in Nigeria where the steady coordinated killings of the locals, most especially by the Fulani terrorists, happen to be one of the states where these stories have been successfully, suppressed, where all these happenings have been so suppressed that today, some, as usual, like the reaction to Yelwata in Benue, right, where everybody was like, how could that happen? That was, you know what I mean? But there are killings there almost every day, until when the media suddenly were like, oh, this is the story of Kwara, especially Kwara South, that is mostly populated by the Igbominas, the Nupes, Yorubas, and other, generally. And some of them have suffered for a very long time. They have suffered these attacks that sort of have prevented them from going to their farms, going to their markets. They've been crying out there. And nobody actually listened. But these were like smaller communities. So these communities now put together, like many of you would advise, why can't the people defend themselves? This is what happened in this Kwara South part of Kwara State, especially where it is like their hotbed, right? So Oke-Ode, Babanla, and all these surrounding communities who have suffered these Fulani terrorist attacks came together and they formed their own local security vigilantes, and they became very successful. You know what I mean? Like they started pushing the terrorists back, but the attack didn't really stop per se, right? It got to a stage where majority of the smaller communities, people from the smaller communities started moving to a place they believed is more or less like bigger and more crowded that these terrorists won't come to. And where they start, that's the Oke-Ode that is now trending as we speak, right? Their governor on his own, for so many who have openly criticized him or called him out, seems to be more interested in Ilorin, that outside Ilorin, people are saying, right, like they are not really the priorities of the government. Obvious. So all these cries, everything, the government, whenever they responded, they would debunk the story. But this particular one seemed like they can't. And again, from this same Oke-Ode area, when the terrorists threatened to attack them, there were those who kind of packed and left in fear. That video is on Mayegun's Diary Political, and this was just like about a month ago. So these attacks continued. The place they felt like impenetrable, that the terrorists would think twice. Oke-Ode and other closer who are like more closer to this Oke-Ode. You know what they did? They just came on Sunday. That was yesterday morning. They came. And, like an operation that you can call coordinated operation. They went to a community, slaughtered their own village head. Then the next thing, they went for these vigilantes, those who are providing local security. They slaughtered 15 of them. That was what thrown everybody into serious panic that, that means Oke-Ode is not safe as well. And from that moment, that panic in that large scale got to the social media, where people are seeing people running away, telling their stories. Because in the process, the governor sent his representative, I think they said, the senior special advisor to the governor on security or something, went there with some DSS and some military officers to this Oke-Ode. When they pointed to the direction where these terrorists are mostly located, the military told them, or the guys told them, that they have not received the order to proceed. In that same breath, the state government published an image in which Nigerian media just ran with it. An image that was an extract published by the Nigerian army few months back as their operation in bombing Boko Haram in Borno. Kwara State government published that Nigeria Air Force just flew to these restive communities where these terrorists were, right? And they dropped bombs on them. And the Nigerian media ran with it. Everybody ran with it. Yeah, they've bombed them. But people on ground were like, no, we haven't seen anything. There's actually no real sign. The most we have seen or heard from government is that the guys they sent didn't receive the order to proceed. So the entire space is now saturated with misinformation, propaganda, and all of that, mostly sponsored by the APC. That's another story, though, in this particular story. But in all of this, there are real victims, true victims. A woman was seen crying in a video where she said her husband had been killed, and her husband's brother was also killed. And she was lying down there calling on the government, like, look, they've, killed my beloved people. Why is this happening? Now, you know something? When you look at the criminals in power, I think that is what I'm going to say next. But here, like I said, there are real victims. The victims that are going to be lost in all of this. You all know what happened in Yewata. You all know what has been happening everywhere. You know what is happening in Hamufu and all these areas where people have become victims of these coordinated attacks. The motive, a lot of people have given the reasons why they are doing this. But at the end of the day, the people that are supposed to protect you, right, are basically not seeing it the way you are feeling it. So Tinubu, there is no any religious killings in Nigeria. There is no, all that stuff. That's why I went to say in Owerri. But we'll get to that part. Here, the victims, as many of them were packed and they were running away from their communities because these terrorists have told them that not only that they have killed these 15 security guys and others, they are coming back again. When they come back, they will level the entire town to dust. What is their offense? They put up a defense against those who invaded them at will, right? And they succeeded in pushing back. This pushback, they were supposed to actually have the support of government who have the real and true resources to fight them, right? Was not provided. So the pushback, the support was not provided. So what happened next is the panic in the land. Women, children, elderly, those who have lost their loved ones, those who could pick wherever they could pick, they are running to another safer land, just as you have seen all over the country in the last 10 years. It happened in Niger State as well. Oh, I've got video for that. But let's first go to Oke-Ode, the centerpiece of these attacks and other areas, as the victims are also sharing their personal experiences and not just what the media tells you that happened. Here, the first, give me a second. So, Oke-Ode.
Wọ́n ti pa mí lọ́kọ̀ o. Bí ilé yẹn kámẹ́rà mi wo kámẹ́rà ara mi o. Ìjọba Kwara wọ́n ti pa mí lọ́kọ̀. Wọ́n ti pa mí lọ́kọ̀ o. Ìjọba Kwara àwọn DSS ti gbé bọ̀ fáwọn méjì aláwọ̀ gbàbọ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọdẹ Yorùbá. Wọ́n ti pọkọ mi o. Wọ́n ti pọkọ mi, ọkọ mi lọ lé ni o. Ọkọ mi bọ̀ wá lé ni o. Ọkọ mi dẹ́kẹrẹ ajé wọn fọ́ gíláàsì mọ́tò wọn pa àbúrò wọn pẹ̀gbọ́n. Wọ́n tún pọkọ àbúrò rẹ̀. Ìjọba Kwara àwọn méjìlá àti ìgbẹ́kùn olè èèyàn 14 náà pa o. Ọdẹ bíi 10 ti kú. Wọ́n sì ti gbé èèyàn lọ́gbọ̀kọ̀ àtìyàwó lọ. Ẹ rí mi báyìí o. Oke-Ode la wà. Oke-Ode ti tún tú lọ o. State Oke-Ode la wà. Ọkàn àwọn ọlọ́pàá gùn balẹ̀ kò sí tágbà àwọn ká. Ẹ rí mi báyìí. Ọkọ mi mo jòkó tì yìí. Ìsọ̀nà ni wọ́n lè sá fún. Yìí lè sá fún ọkọ mi, ẹwọ ọkọ mi nẹ̀lẹ̀. Ẹwọ ọkọ mi, ẹwọ ọ̀rẹ́ ọkọ mi. Ẹ rí wọn lẹ̀lẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin kíní yìí ìjọba Kwara kò ní dá fún yín. Ẹ̀yin nu Ọlọ́run. Gómìnà wa dákẹ́ wá rán DSS wá DSS olókìní tán ní kóló. Kóló kọ́tà alálẹ́ ní kọ́tà ọmọ kọjá. Alálẹ́. Torútorú ìjà tó máa ti kọjá báyìí wọ́n lọ ṣiṣẹ́ níbì kan. Torútorú ní kọ́tà mọ́ kọjá ọ̀sán gan-an wáyé o. Aago 7 àárọ̀ náà wáyé o. Aago 7 àárọ̀. Ẹ rí báyìí. Ẹ rí mi báyìí o.
Àdèbí pọ̀ sí wàhálà. A fẹ́ kí ìjọba rí orúkọ mi ní alẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀ ṣáìdì láti gbàjà. A fẹ́ kí ìjọba rí nǹkan tó ń ṣe wá because a ti ń pariwo. Ó dàbí tán gbọ́. There was a time tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ti Babanla tó wà láòdì tí ògbó wọ́ọ̀dù ń lò. Wọ́n kó security wá. Security wá ní Oke-Ode wọ́n jẹun fún a month lásán without anything. Wọ́n padà. Àwọn ń tà láti interview àwọn security kan. Alágbára àwọn ò ká wọn pé àwọn sójà àwọn tó wá ní wọn fáwọn lọ́dà. Wọ́n ṣe kó instrument kọjá tí ó kó olú tó kọjá náà láti padà sí kájú wá.
Alánà ó tó di pé wọ́n ṣe ìkọlù sí àwọn vigilante a gbọ́ wípé àwọn sójà tó ń ṣe ààbò fún ìlú Oke-Ode wọn síbẹ̀ ní àkókò náà ṣé òótọ́ ni ọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
Òótọ́ ni wọ́n ti withdraw wọn wọ́n dẹ̀ tún wá withdraw ìbọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn local.
Kí nìdí tí àwọn fi àwọn sójà nígbà yẹn.
We don't know. Even let's be realistic. Àwọn chairmen wa local government chairman 7 local government chairman la ní ní Kwara South. Àwọn tó ti sú wọn because wọn rí support.
No,
àwọn lọ́ba látọ̀dọ̀ government.
Ẹjọ́ brother
ṣe camouflage fún wọn ni.
Brother ìjọ lẹ́jọ́ ìta yìí chairman ìfẹ́lódún local government ó sọ pé àwọn Fẹ́mi Sùúrù ó ní àwọn ẹ̀jọ́ full autonomy. So ó wáyé alẹ́gbẹ́ wa sọ pé ó ti sú wọn. When you are enjoying the food, when you are enjoying the food.
Wait, my brother. Wọ́n make order with a great news lọ́wọ́ tó bọ́ wá lọ. Wọ́n make order. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá ilẹ̀ gómìnà aláàlá ní gómìnà ṣe. We appreciate the effort of our Kwara South chairman.
Yorùbá.
I appreciate the akitiyan àwọn chairman wa ní Kwara South wọ́n dẹ̀ gbìyànjú inú wọn náà dẹ̀ dùn sí kò dẹ̀ sí èèyàn kan tó pa báyìí àbí tó mú yìí táwọn chairman ní òkè ńlọ́wọ́ torí ẹ̀ so wọ́n try but kìíní yìí ju agbára àwọn chairman local government lọ ó ju agbára state government lọ a ní ìdí help federal government kan help wa kan ó jábára sí ìyẹn. àwọn tó kọ́ mi ọ̀ndá helicopter issue ọlọ́run ló dààmú wa lórí helicopter tó ló wà yẹn ìgbà tó máa pa Ìjàgùn ní Gbàjà Lukman Ìjàgùn ní Gbàjà that very day náà helicopter ṣe ń wá bí a week nìyẹn at the end of the day wọ́n padà tán bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn pa àdìgbà tó ti pa báyìí náà ti rí bí penetrate gbogbo ilẹ̀ ègbò wọ́n ti wá sí wọ́n pa àwọn alágbára wa kankan tó bá ti rí báyìí náà lọ ń pa káàkiri láwọn great soldier ọkọ̀ ló dẹ̀ bá kọ́lé wọ́n tún pa àdìsálàmù sẹ́nu pa àwọn mìíràn àwọn great soldier gbogbo tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn ìjọba àmọ́ òun pa bí nǹkan ṣe máa bí kọ́pítà ṣe máa ń fò ní because ní state kan ṣé ó yìí sì ó hàn kí ní ìníròdù náà ṣé ó yìí sì kí kọ́pítà máa fò kíjọba máa mọ̀ sí i àbí irú state wo la wà yìí. ọ̀rọ̀ tó yìnbọn.
tí a mú jáde ní àárọ̀ nílùú Gbàjà.
lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìfẹ́lódùn Kwara South generally àwọn bandits wọ́n terrorize wa gan wọ́n dẹ̀ fún wa ní sleepless night kò sẹ́ni tó lè sùn kò sẹ́ni tó lè gbélé mọ́ wàhálà yìí wá pọ̀ débi pé àwa youth throughout Kwara South à ń try láti communicate à ń pera wa láti bí 3 days Babanla wọ́n ti spoil gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wọn kọ̀ọ̀kan tó wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n á fún wa ní information pé mọ́tò Dangote tó ń lọ lójoojúmọ́ òrékè yẹn sì ó ti tú bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́tò Dangote dẹ̀ ń lọ bẹ̀ mọ́tò Dangote yẹn wọn ò mú àwọn driver àwọn kan kidnap wọn kí Dangote máa san mílíọ̀nù àwọn èèyàn wa tó ń dáko tán ní 1,000 lọ́wọ́ àwa náà ń jí gbé mọ́tò Dangote yẹn àwa discover pé òun ló ń gba ransom tó ń gbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn ló lọ ń deposit ẹ̀ sákàǹtì àwọn kidnapper mọ́tò Dangote yẹn náà ló tún ń ra ammunition wọlé fáwọn kidnapper àwọn decide bídùú ti wà lẹ́ni ní Gbàjà home of Island nírèsé àti blọọkù títì mọ́tò Dangote kankan ò ní wọnú Gbàjà lẹ́ni látẹ̀ni lọ adẹ̀ ti gba ọ́dà látọ̀dọ̀ chairman wa Honourable Fẹ́mi Yusuf Ìfẹ́lódùn local government chairman àti gba ọ́dà lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo àwọn tó yẹ ká gba ọ́dà lọ́dọ̀ wọn àbá wọn jà àkàndá wọn padà ní gbogbo nǹkan wá wù kán kó dání tọ́lágbára wa ò ká wọn. fídíò tàdé ń ṣe yìí a fi ń pe àwọn alágbára Nàìjíríà tó sínú ìbàjẹ́ kó ràn wá lọ́wọ́ Kwara South tún sunkún ó ń pa àwọn èèyàn wa ó ń jí àwọn èèyàn wa gbé ẹ ṣàánú wa ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ o.
ẹ wo aláyé ẹ wo àwọn èèyàn ló kó sínú ọkọ̀ yìí wọ́n ń lọ márùwá gbogbo ẹ̀ àti ṣe wàhálà àti táyà àti ṣe wàhálà ṣe wo àwọn èèyàn ti sákú òǹlù wọ́n ti sákú òǹlù o wọ́n ti sákú òǹlù ẹ wo àwọn èèyàn ọmọ skul gbogbo wọn.
Hello, good afternoon. This is Nanoku, a community under Plateau local government, Kwara State, Nigeria. We are the members of this community, and as you can see, nobody in this community, everybody has fled for his or her life, for the safety of their lives. Everybody has left the community. As you can see, the status at which the community is now is devastating, because nobody in this community, as you can see, this community has the capacity of about over 1,000 people, and as you can see, you cannot find a single person in this community. Everybody has left because bandits and kidnappers are coming in day after day to terrorize us and kidnap people. As you can see, currently 3 of our members are in their custody. They are demanding for hundreds of millions for them to free those that are in their custody. As you can see, this is our church. This church has capacity of more than 1,000 people, and as you can see, no single person in this church today. Today is Sunday, and no single person in the community that will go into the church and pray, because everybody has left. As you can see, this community is devastating day after day. About 10 days ago, they have been running for their lives. Some people do come in the daylight. They will come and take care of their farm product. But now you cannot even go to farm. You could not go to farm because they will come into your farm and kidnap you, and they will be demanding for ransom of hundreds of millions. Please, we are pleading to the government of Kwara State and the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the chairman of particular local government that they should come to our aid and rescue us from the hands of these people. Because as you can see, many of our farm products are...
Everybody is running away, as you can see. Everybody, but Nigeria is not at war. A country where traditional rulers say they use student visa to Japa in this under koolu. But this is what I wanted to say before that video, right? You know, normally people will say if the president of the country is a Yoruba man, all these things can never be happening. Like, you get what I mean? Just like some people said during Egbejila time that if Buhari was the president of Nigeria as a former general with experience, there is no way Nigeria would ever fall into the hands of terrorists. 10 years after that. Oh, so here is my other one. Let's assume that there are some people who believe that they are untouchable. For some reason, they believe that. And Tinubu is the president, right? Who knows that everything will stop, all the buck will stop on his table. And he has the power to stop people who want to destroy his government, give his government a terrible name, kill Nigerians. Don't you think the right thing to do is to stop them, whatever it's going to take? Do you really think they should be placated? And if people are compromising the fight, like you don't expect Tinubu to go and carry gun. No. But he's actually the guy who have the last, the last say, the final say. Do you get what I mean? And then you are there, you're seeing all these killings, you are hearing about all this stuff. And as some people are telling you that, no, they are doing well. Do you not see the children that are just rescued from kidnappers? Do you not see, you know what I mean? Like, but you yourself get to see all this stuff, even if they're hiding them from you. But there's no way, with all these killings and all that, there's no way they will ever slip off you. Before he became your president, he himself saw all these killings. So if there are people who are trying to destroy his government, because they are going to use that very soon, they're going to tell you that some people are doing all of this because of 2027. Are you with me? Some people are pushing these terrorists, compromising the security agents from doing their job, right? And then the intel they have is that those who are doing it because of 2027, so that Tinubu will look bad. What do you think is the right thing to do? To let it fester, right? To pretend that you are doing something and give no shit about whatever anybody says or whatever anybody feels. So I think Tinubu probably went for the letter. Yeah, like, at least we are doing something. And as we are watching this Oke-Ode is not far from Oyo. Oyo itself, the northern part of Oyo state. This is Kwara South. It's not far from Ogbomoso, Oyo, you get. Meanwhile, Oyo itself, where they have the, government kind of like reserve the farm settlement, yeah? The entire farm settlement itself is suffering from these marauders, these invaders, these terrorists. They are suffering too. So how long do you think it's going to take before they connect and the entire axis becomes steers, and then Ibadan, and then Abeokuta, or maybe Lagos? Because they are not bringing new people. They are just connecting the territories that have now become easy peasy for them. For now, it is Oke-Ode and the surrounding communities who are suffering it so bleedingly right now. The story will be somewhere else tomorrow. And of course, the reaction is what the hell? What is kiniko and all of that stuff? And it's just for a day or two. Because while you are still trying to process this one, you're going to wake up tomorrow to another news, completely shattering. And before you know it, your emotional intelligence and what have you that you are using to handle that one will become dissipated, right? Slowly, because you have to channel some to another one and then another one until it drains you. And then it numbs you to the point that you just hear them. You don't even know how you feel. And there are many, many of you like that. You have heard so many, you have seen so many of these bloody killings that nothing happened to the killers. You have seen these horrible, horrible attacks, and you've seen that nothing happened. You have been so angry. Then you have become so kind of like a sober and apologetic. Then it got to a stage probably you have become almost numb now. Programs like Mayegun's Diary, Politico is the one that probably still manages to raise your brows for a few seconds. No, don't mind them, Jari. Leave all of them now. They will still go and collect Gary, go and collect this or that. Some of you don't even understand the psychological, sort of like a psychological, I'm trying to phrase a word, right? I mean, a sentence that will kind of make sense. Because what I'm trying to say is that you may not even just understand the level of psychological defeat, right? That these horrible, horrible things, all these killings that we have witnessed, especially in the last 10 to 12 years. Right now, many of us are comfortable blaming the victims too. You get what I mean? Oh, you are like, oh my God, they killed how many people? Oh, they killed 15 people. Honestly speaking, that country, but these people said you can't really pity them. Do you see that switch? From, again, oh my God. Oh, can you imagine? This government is evil. God punish them. So it's just that you cannot really pity these people, self. Because all of them, now them they do this APCP, now them they vote. You switch like that because you have seen so much. And to you, it's like people can't be going through all of this and not implode. Like, how come the politicians are so comfortable? It's because the people have become so indifferent, so numb, because what they are throwing at them every day, to some, is worse than this insecurity. And then you'll be like, how come? You know what I mean? This is the situation people are in. It's undescribable. One moment you are going to school as a child. The next minute, your parents are packing whatever they can pack, everybody's running. You don't even have an idea what is going on. They are saying, they are killing people, they are killing people. By the time everybody settled down, your life has changed. You can't go back to school. You don't even know when you're going to go back to school. In that process, you just find yourself in a new life. Millions of children are in this situation. So you have to ask yourself that those who have the capacity to stop them, and they have been openly called out for being compromised. How do they sleep at night? Somebody said they sleep so sound. Well, I don't think so. Let's go back to Oke-Ode, where everybody was living and still sharing their personal story or experience as they were living town. This is no longer about you coming together. to defend yourselves. The military comes, they disarm you, forcefully try to take your guns away, and they will take some away. And then the terrorists will come. While this military that you are seeing in your area are expected to help you, they will say they have not received order from above. Then why were you there? What are you doing there? Were you not placed on an alert that something is happening and you should respond? No, they are waiting for. So that order will not come until the terrorists have slaughtered people, kidnapped some, and gone. The order will now come for them to install orderliness. So everybody who is trying to protest, who is trying to come together to want to do something, those are the ones the military will now arrest. They will arrest them as the troublemakers. And before you know it, they will present them or parade them before the media. And the media will run with it. You know? Oke-Ode.
Àwọn tẹ́ pa wá lókè-Ode lánàá, àwọn tẹ́ kú ọdẹ tó kú 15 ló kú, ọdẹ 15 tó jẹ́ alágbára, ìbọn tẹ́ kó wá, kìí ṣe irúbọn ìbọn àpò tiwa èrú ẹ̀kọ́, gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ó yẹ kékeré ràn wá lọ́wọ́, ìyà jẹ wá lókè-Ode, gbogbo olùsùtú yẹn pápátá, gbogbo àwọn èèyàn bẹ títí bẹ tí sì ti wò rọ́kọ̀, ọdẹ 15 ló kú lánàá, kí tó di pé yóò ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àná, níjẹta, ẹni tó fi jẹ olórí méjì àlà, kí lórúkọ Fítọ̀ lórúkọ ẹ̀. Ó ti gba gbogbo gbọ́n, ó ti gba ìbọn tó ti kọ̀nẹ́ẹ̀tì ẹ̀jọ́, ó gbà tọwọ́ wá, ó gba ọ̀gbọ́n náà dẹ, wọ́n wá sí Àjàṣẹ́, ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tán kí tó di pọ́dé lánàá. After ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tán, àrí àròkọ́tà méjì kan, wọ́n kan pàrẹ́jì báyìí ni, wọ́n pàrẹ́jì tán ni wọ́n padà, ọdẹ 15 ló kú, lẹ́yìn ọdẹ 15 tó sì kú, wọ́n kó àwọn kan lọ.
Wọ́n tó já àwọn èèyàn gbé lọ.
Wọ́n ti sá kó lù, wọ́n ti sá kó lù o. Wọ́n ti sá kó lu ẹ̀wò àwọn èèyàn, àwọn skul gbogbo wọn. Ẹ wo àlàyé ẹ̀wò àwọn èèyàn ló kó sínú ọkọ̀ yìí wọ́n ń lọ. Márúwá gbogbo ẹ̀ àti ṣe wàhálà. Àti táyà àti ṣe wàhálà. Ẹ wo àwọn èèyàn ti sá kó lù. Wọ́n ti sá kó lù o. Wọ́n ti sá kó lu ẹ̀wò àwọn èèyàn, àwọn skul gbogbo wọn. Ẹ wo àlàyé ẹ̀wò àwọn èèyàn ló kó sínú ọkọ̀ yìí wọ́n ń lọ. Márúwá gbogbo ẹ̀ àti ṣe wàhálà. Àti táyà àti ṣe wàhálà. Ẹ wo àwọn èèyàn ti sá kúrò lù. Wọ́n ti sá kúrò lù o.
Ọ̀nà náà sì tún lọ sí Oke-Ode níbi tí a gbọ́ pé wọ́n ti ṣe ìkọlù ní àárọ̀ àná yìí. Ojú ọ̀nà ni ó dá yìí. Àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ti ya sí ojú ọ̀nà ìlú náà, wọn ò jẹ́ kí ọkọ̀ kankan kí ó kọjá. A sì tún rí ọkọ̀ bọ́ọ̀sì ńláńlá tó kó ẹrù àwọn ènìyàn, àwọn tó ń fi ìlú sílẹ̀ tó ń sá àsálà fún ẹ̀mí wọn látàrí ìkọlù àwọn agbébọn.
Àlàyé ọmọ yìí abẹ́ ìgbọ́ngàn wà ní ọ̀dọ̀ Falana ẹ jẹ́ kó sọ èwo ní tiẹ̀ náà abẹ́ wà ní ọ̀dọ̀ Falana. Ẹ kúrò lókè-Ode.
Kí lorúkọ yín láti bọ̀ lẹ́ tí ń bọ̀ àti pé kí ló dé fi ń bọ̀ láti.
Àwọn bandits lọ wọlé níjẹta àtàná tẹ́bẹ̀ sí pàwọn èèyàn wa lókè-Ode, òun ló gbé wa jáde dé Oke-Ode láàárọ̀ yìí.
So ẹ ń fìlú sílẹ̀.
À ń fìlú sílẹ̀ ni o.
Ibo lẹ ń lọ.
À ń lọ lọ́rin etí lèkó.
So ẹ fẹ́ gbórí ní ìlú Oke-Ode mọ́.
Tí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá rọrùn á padà wá. Àmọ́ lọ́wọ́ ìyá ń lọ ni.
Ọ̀rẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ máa ń fẹ́ lè kú sà. Ẹgbẹ́ tọmọ yìí. Ẹ sà, a ní Nigeria Navy, a ní Nigeria Air Force.
Àwa bẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yà àgbáyé, à ń pe ìjọba wọn àti dá wa lóhùn. Àwọn èèyàn wa ti pé wọn bí oṣù méjì ń sìn, a ti san 20 million, wọn tó ní ká gbé 20 million míì wá. Ní ìjẹta báyìí, àwọn ọmọ wa ẹ̀jẹ̀rin, àwọn ọmọ wa méjì àrí wọn báyìí. Nínú gbọ́dọ̀ àbòrò bóyá wọ́n pa wọn bí àrí wọn láti jẹta, láti jẹrin láti wá wọn báyìí. Ó ti tó gbogbo ìgbà náà wá ń gbéyàn lẹ́lẹ́yìn bí owó là ń san. Ẹlẹ́yìn ìsanlú ìsìn, ó ti sú wa ọ. Abẹ́ yìí ìjọba kẹ́ wá bá wa dá sí. Ẹ wá gbà wá ní o. Ó ti sú wa o.
Ọlọ́run ọba dákun má kájú sọ̀rọ̀ lára wa.
gbogbo ìjọba Kwara lápapọ̀ ẹ dákun ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ lọ́balọ́ba ni nílóyè lóyè ni ẹ̀yin baálẹ̀ ẹ parapọ̀ ẹ ṣe mítìnì ẹ lọ bá àwọn lọ́balọ́ba ẹ̀yin lọ́balọ́ba ẹ lọ bá gọ́fúnà ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ti kọjá ẹni tí a máa wò ní ojú eré bá a ti kúrò ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa adé Òkè-Ode a ní ká lọ ṣàbẹ̀wò sí gbogbo ìlú tí wọ́n ti ń jiyàn gbé bíi Sàgbẹ̀ Alábẹ Àrólà ìgbà tá a dókè Ọdẹ a fi ọ̀rọ̀ wá dí àwọn èèyàn lọ a fi ọ̀rọ̀ wá àwọn èèyàn lẹ́nu wò pé báwo ni ṣẹ́fọ̀kàbalẹ̀ ti wà láàrin ìlú wọn ní kò ṣẹ́fọ̀kàbalẹ̀ o pé àwọn SS tí gọ́fúnà rán wá gan pàápàá ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ti padà díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń rí nínú ta tún wá gbọ́ lẹ́nu ẹlòmíín ni pé wọ́n láwọn ológun SS tán kó wá yìí sọ pé àwọn ò lè wọnú igbó lọ bá àwọn ajínigbé wípé àwọn gọ́fúnà àwọn tó rán wọn wá wọn sọ pé káwọn wọnú igbó àti pé táwọn ẹni yìí kó dání ojú tàwọn lọ páwọn ò lè wọnú igbó ìrìn wọn ojú àárín inú Òkè-Ode lọ ẹ dákun torí Ọlọ́run ìgbà tán gba Babanla tán gba Alábẹ tán gba Sàgbẹ̀ ní àná alánàá gbọ́ pé wọ́n tún wọ Àrólà àtàlábẹ wọ́n tún pa àwọn èèyàn tún já àwọn èèyàn gbé ẹ dákun ọ̀rọ̀ yóò tí ì lójútùú ìjọba Kwara ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ àwa ní káwa wá ṣàbẹ̀wò sí i torí à ń tọ́ Kwara lọ́wọ́ ni adé Òkè-Ode là ń fẹ́ràn ọ̀wọ́ àwọn èèyàn lẹ́nu wò àwa wá ní ká lọ wájú ká tiẹ̀ dé Àrólà ká dé Sàgbẹ̀ káwọn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
àwọn ẹgbẹ́ wa lókè-Ode lánàá tiagasa they tear him he fell he fainted he passed out he passed out. How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Ah! Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be.
It is an unfortunate situation, but when people begin to call on government, the government that allowed this to happen in the first place, the President Adewale, the African Wahala, thank you for that. Give me a sec. I'll put myself in the center. Sorry. Yeah, thank you very much for that acknowledgement as well. I try my best so that people can understand sometimes when they are, psycho conditioning them, even when they feel like they are making independent, sort of like decisions when it comes to political happenings, actors, all of that. You get? So I try my best so everybody can relate. Niger is another state that shares border, I think, with Kwara in that same north central. Well, for the Yorubas in Kwara, the Ronokus are doing what they normally do best. Because according to the Ronokus, right, whatever happens, they must remain standing with Tinubu. You get that now? So some of their utterances a few years back and also on this issue, right? So you have one who said Nigerians are killing and kidnapping themselves and the government is supposed to stop them. What an irony of life, right? This one said that we will vote Tinubu over and over again. We'd rather die like flies than vote your primitive Igbo man. Another one was just to say, your people said they are Fulanis, and those that accepted to be Yorubas said religion first, before tribe. Ronus fight for those that has tribe as priority. So therefore, to an average Ronuku, what is going on in Oke-Ode, in Kwara State, is probably like a self-inflicted, because according to them, they don't believe that Yorubas in Kwara, that they are Yoruba enough. They consider them as those who are so closer to the Boros, the Fulanis, and therefore, meanwhile, Yorubas makes up the majority of the state, the Kwara State, so to say. However, the Ronokus now felt like, you see those who claim to be Yorubas, who speak Yorubas, but they will tell you that they are Fulanis. Others will be like, no, they are Muslims. So and they are not, their religion comes first before any tribe or anything. So the Ronokusu are very good in trying to make sure that their classism, like the first class, second class, third class kind of hierarchy that they have developed for who is Yoruba and who is not really Yoruba. Here you get. So they are debating if it should be their issue to raise awareness on Kwara is bleeding. So in that regard, others have concluded that, you know what, these people barely claim that they are Yoruba. So what is our business with that? We cannot let people allow themselves to be used to remove Tifnumbu in 2027. So whatever happens, everybody must agree that we must stand with Tifnumbu. Nobody say me, stand with Tifnumbu. Here you get. But if you are standing with Tifnumbu because of, Tifnumbu, that's bold. Be honest. But modeling it up like you are standing with Tifnumbu because it's a Yoruba and you want to defend Yoruba. Yorubas are being killed. And you are almost like indifferent. Because that's how you get to know the Ronokus. They will give you reasons, explanations, this and that, why Tifnumbu is not to be bothered. And then you're like, what is now the benefit of even being president of the country? Policy, people have become poorer. Power, the influence also can have your person there. If he used that position to at least protect you somehow, which ordinarily you should use the position to protect the entire country, but at least something that you can say, if not for him, that one, Babu. So what exactly then would you say is the Yoruba's interest that Tinubu is probably interested in, that you as a person believes that Tinubu's interest is the same as Yoruba interest, and Yorubas are being killed? In Niger State, it is reported that the former state chairman of a SUBEB, that's a state Universal Basic Education Board or something, and 25 others were kidnapped in Niger State. Right? I think they even have a name. Yeah, they only had this. There's a reason why I want to share this with you as well. Nigeria and Nigeria media, the way they have psycho-managed a lot of you in a way that most of the time when you are angry, you are just going to misplace the anger. You're just going to get mad at something that is so insignificant. Why is that? Because they have diluted the type of information they are letting you consume. If they call these killers terrorists, there's a way you are going to react. If the media continue to call them terrorists, people won't be welcoming them the way they are welcoming them in those videos they are doing peace talk. But the media continue to call them gunmen, bandits, right? In order to skew the seriousness of who they are in your mind. You get what I mean? So they kidnapped Mr. Niworo, that's his name. They kidnapped him somewhere along Mokwa, New Busa Road in Borogu, local government area of Niger State. That's where they kidnapped him. But their media reported that Mr. Nikwo, the former chairman of SUBEB, and 25 others. Those ones no get name. You are never going to continue reading that article or that news, and then you see a part they will mention the names of people kidnapped. No? Mr. Nikwo, if they kidnap 150 people, and the former senator, their media will report that the former Senator Lawan has been kidnapped. His driver has been killed. Do you get what I say? The Senator Lawan has been kidnapped. Sorry, Senator Lawan and 150 others have been kidnapped. His driver was killed. They're not going to name the driver. And the 150 others here is that you will never see the severity in that. You will just be like, this terrorist just killed 150 people. And people say that. You possibly have said that too. Yeah, subconsciously. Like, man, these terrorists, man. But they just killed 200 people, sha. That's it. But inside of you, you are not really affected. Because their media, the way they will report it, they will talk more about that senator, which ordinarily would have mixed, dilute your own feelings. The senator, may they kidnap the senator. Now, people like that are supposed to kidnap. What about the 150 others? I know. Oh, man, all these senators, all these politicians, they deserve to kidnap all of them. But what about the 150 others? About 150 others, they go find their level, Jare. But I mean, I'm just saying in my mind. But what about the 150 others? Those are human beings too, So I know it's bad. It's bad. So this is now going to be somebody like, if I was the person, the next person who is reminding him and saying that, what about the other 150 people? What about the other 150 people? At that point, I'll be the one that is now probably like, diluting his own feelings because he wanted to feel happy that senator has been kidnapped, that he is not really that bothered. But in order not to sound like not to sound like a bad person, he or she may just be like, honestly, I just feel sorry for this 150 people, honestly. These kidnappers, instead of them to be kidnapping these politicians. There are people like that. The point I'm making here is that we are all traumatized by what we see and what we hear, as well as what we physically pass through. Trauma comes in different ways. Nigerians have been so traumatized that they have been fed with so much lies that even when they see the truth staring them on the face, they will doubt it. Because that's how they are psychologically conditioned. Those who didn't get kidnapped, who ran away from the incident where Mr. Subeb, ex-Subeb chairman, got kidnapped. Women, children, majority of them who ordinarily probably had no idea who is president, who is governor, who is chairman, who is anything. They just realized that they had to run or else they would die. And that is why the refugee numbers in Nigeria continue to grow. The politicians and the media continue to play down the seriousness of this. They continue to try to manipulate the constitution to favor these murderers. But the killings continue despite any peace deal. I'll show you something. When you first see this video without caption, you will think these guys are going for community meeting, or they are going for political rally. No, they are not. They are terrorists arriving a peace meeting in Katsina, northern Nigeria. Are you with me? Terrorists waiting. I mean, they had canopies, government officials, local government, traditional rulers. The community is traumatized already. They were waiting for terrorists, my brother. They were waiting for terrorists to arrive so that they could have a peace meeting. You go think say they won't go do inter-house sports. But now terrorists with that on their bikes, with their guns and everybody. And the community was already waiting for them for peace meeting. But while they pretend to have peace meeting, like terrorists in northern Nigeria, they are like freedom fighters. They are like common sides. As much as, there is established a fact that their camps are built or set up inside the jungle from where they always come into the town to carry out their attacks and go back, right? But in northern part of Nigeria, fighting them, seeing them pass and all that, and in that large numbers, right? When they want to let everybody know that they are around, broad daylight. So there may be like maybe 300 of them on bikes. So they will bring in, when they get to this town, they will leave 100. Then they will continue. They get to the next town, they will leave 100. Then they will continue to the next one. You get that now, just to ride around and everybody sees them and all that. If you are nice to them, you probably will feel protected. In some places, they just go straight into people's shops and just pick whatever they like in the market and all that without paying anything. And people are not, they don't resist. Sites like this, which was also captured, by the way.
Ga su walakantattu da su iyan banza. An ga mutane yan ba a gara man kashe su bane, minti nawa ne kashe su. Shagon Abdullahi nan ko an samu matsala da wanda ya kai wani shi. Duk wanda ya kai wayan shagon nan shi ke.
Ko ya bude bai bude wata.
Da sai yake budewa wallahi.
Budewa goma yake budewa.
Da wani jahili ce wai.
So you have to be praying, right? You have to be praying that as they are going, they shouldn't stop in your own place. They probably should continue going. So you may start hearing news that they have started burning places. They have started killing people openly like that, shooting and killing everybody. When they are done, they will jump on their bikes. They will they will ride back these communities that they passed when they were going. They will go back. And those ones will be like, okay, they are lucky. They are fine. They're not coming for them. This is the everyday life of so many parts of northern Nigeria. That their governors, their local government chairmen, their local politicians, every one of them they are aware of. Kwara State, for instance, is APC state. There should be a benefit for being part of the ruling party. Abi, there should be some. I mean, I'm saying, Niger State, who said he would personally lead Tinubu's campaign, because there's no poor people in Niger. There is nothing called terrorists in Niger anymore. That's where they kidnapped a Subeb, ex-chairman of Subeb. And of course, those who ran away in a country not at war, in the middle of the night, who end up somewhere. And the saddest part is that there's some people who ran away from these killings. They still ended up being attacked and killed in places where they believe should be safe from Niger State.
Ya fita?
Sa ta gaba ko?
Ga kan da ba.
O su kenan bayan ku. Ina tsare mu. Kawo? Yawa ƙarfi. Hijama. Shi Hassan fakunne kai kenan. A to ai, to mu jan na bari yau kwana.
Allah ko da sa.
Mu jan ku. Ya tsaya. Dogo har da kai kana gudu. Allah kare mu.
Amin kanka.
To can baka da kai. Na gane su. A'a, suna can kasan can. Suna ta cikin dajin nan. Ku je da inda suka za su dawo ai.
Wallahi.
Ai hakuri a wuce.
Na fashe na wa ga su ne gole langa. Ba da wala langa tana can mun baro da su an cin mahauki.
To kina jarira? Kina ga nan baya? Allah sauke. Kina gurin hijira?
Wai.
Ke mana? Allah hana su bacci. Su suka hana mana bacci, su ma Allah hana su bacci.
Alam beredi. Kuyi a hankali.
Sau da suka shi yau. Mu je mu hudu.
Mu je ku.
Yan tallan nunan. Kafin su ne hana.
To, wuce mu je.
Suna gida ko?
Ku ne?
Mu ne.
Kai, na lallai. A gudu a cigaba da tafiya ka tun da sauran da sun wuce.
Su an gane za mu nuke jiya.
Allah ta mana sauƙi. Kai sanin ku? Kai, na irin nan. Allah tsare. Na tsare.
Muna zaune muna nufi.
Ina ta sanin ku? Kya da ke cikin gudun hijiran? Kai Allah tsare. Sanin ku? Malam Sani. Ranar life. Malam na nan zuwa zanga. Fatulo, haka aka yi. Bush, man. Saninku. Saninku. Na shi ina raji'un. Kawo? Ya kana nan? Ta mu ba bai nake ba.
Dai nan muna cikin wani hali yanzu ga. Inda taimako don Allah muna bukata a taimaka mana. Da Allah don Annabi saboda cikin daji muke yanzu nan cikin dabaye muke nan ma cikin daji cikin daren ga. Da mu da iyalanmu da tsaron ƴaƴanmu duka gaba daya. Da Allah ya taimaka mana.
Kai kawo kana da abin da zaka ce ko?
Dole na ganin ce cikin wahala na yi ni da yunwa kuma ga mutane da yara suna kuka. Kuma ga bane.
That is Nigeria. And, I always remind us that when you see one video of the victims of a failed system like that, there is a chance that there are 100 others that happened or were never captured in any video. You get that now? So there's a chance. And one video is enough. In this instance, there are thousands, right? But one video is enough to depict the true picture of what it is to live under the propaganda of APC, where people who are not at war. Are you with me? The country that is not at war, as the politicians are saying, is having ingrowing, multitude of refugees. People are leaving their homes. These are not communal clashes. You know those communal clashes, they will say two communities are fighting and the people are running away and all that. No. These are invaders going into carefully selected communities. Somebody said, is Niger State not a Fulani state? No, it is not. Or you know why the Fulanis actually have access to power there? It's a different story. But whoever has the power should protect everyone, And that's why you have to know them as Fulani terrorists. Do you get me now? So they have these chosen selected areas where these attacks are taking place. Areas where they have full control. They don't need to invade such areas anymore. But areas where they know that they do not have any at all, and selected, carefully selected. And that's why they call it, systemic ethnic cleansing. So if the president of a country is not aware of that, or his security officials could not pull all of that together to say, this could be the only drive, and that is enough to wipe these rogues off, Abi. So if they couldn't do that, then everybody's done for. Everybody. That was Niger State. Some people were traveling through Benue State, right? But they had to stop midway because terrorists struck and kidnapped some of the travelers in Benue.
Fulani Segunda Mapin Road, Mr. Ogijo. Chachinchi, Rawuna James, Aulana. Ata, you can young and one DPO.
All of us run back, they carry leg. Run, they begin, they run back. I don't know.
Oje, one never let you go to a book toy. Mother is caught cigar.
People's sort of life every day, the life that the APC, Egbekegbe, is telling everybody is right. It's not that bad. It's not that bad as you are trying to make it, you know. People have resorted to self-help. The security officials seem to be so overwhelmed. But criminal politicians are saying everything is fine. Citizens are pointing out saboteurs, or like a sabotage, compromised system. They have pointed out that they spotted helicopters hovering around their communities days before the attacks. They are personally convinced that the terrorists are being allowed to actually do what they are doing, for God knows why. Yeah? So the evidence is everywhere. Unfortunately, it should blow over. And where they can't make it blow over so that, you know, nobody will be talking about it anymore, and they quickly come around to twist it, confuse you until it is blown over, like it blows over. Yeah? So where is koolu? Well, koolu is in Owerri, currently being hosted by Hopeless Usodingba and the Hopeless Usodijo to launch a book. That's why it's there. Launch a book that tells Nigerians about the success decade or success 10 years of the APC progressives, Egbekegbe, running Nigeria, that you have a lot to celebrate. Nigeria has moved far, far, far off from where it was 10 years ago. That is what they are celebrating in Imo. That's what they are celebrating in Imo. And I know that if you are an average Ronuku, right, from somewhere in these attacked communities, especially in Kwara, I don't know how you're going to feel reading the comments of your fellow Ronukus, all right, laying down this whole thing. And you have done same probably several times to other places, but now it is happening very close to home. I don't think it will actually make any difference, so to say. A lady, a barrister, she's a lawyer, by the way. Let me put up 1 sec. Her name is Somi Somtochukwu Maduago. First, let me say thank you to Totu. Totu, my man. Thank you, Baba, for your super chat. So a quick one, though. Like, if you are feeling generous this evening, I've got this fundraiser that I'm trying to kind of like raise £1,000 every month to supplement my platforms, you know, of funding and all that. And I have put that up now for like a week, and I've successfully like raised £220. So the month ends today. And if you are feeling generous too, I'll share the link in the comment. Please use it. Every penny counts and every support matters, right? Thank you. Thank you, Totu. Indeed, we must try to help. I don't know how we kind of do that, but we have to try to help by some ways, right? Reformatting the minds of the people whenever they are dealing with these rogues and what they are consuming from them as well. So yeah, the media plays a very huge role. And that's why people like us or platforms like ours are considered as rebel platforms, because our own sort of like messages are very raw. They are messages that are undiluted, like, sure you get. And that is a threat to an already compromised media whose job is to lie to you. Even when you are dying, when your communities are being burnt down, the media will come around and try to make it something else. Do you get what I mean now? So yeah, our platform or these kind of platforms are not conventional. I think that's the word, conventional. Now, a lady who, like many others before her, and possibly like many after her, will still do, Somi, Somtochukwu. She returned back to Nigeria in 2019 after studying, law in the UK. And according to her, it was because she believed so much in Nigeria and she was willing to go back and, to go and give back to that community. So when she returned back to Nigeria, she started her own sort of like foundational advocacy sort of group, right? That are caring for everything women affairs and children. So our area of specialty or our area of kind of like, favorite is the part on the out of school children, according to her bio that they released after what happened to her. Now, Somtochukwu returned back to Nigeria, buzzing, hopeful, and according to her file, she was looking forward to making her own impact in changing the narrative of Nigeria positively, So when she got back to Nigeria, she became a Arise TV correspondent, right? Even a news anchor too, where she features severally on important stories like that. So she's known. So something happened to her last night. And what was that? Armed robbers. I was talking about armed robbers yesterday, wasn't I? Anyway, armed robbers invaded her estate, according to the story. They invaded her estate to rob the estate. And somehow, he panicked. He decided to jump down from, that's the story. I'm not saying that's a true story. That's what they have put out there. That's what even Arise News have heard. Somtochukwu, Somi, was said to have jumped down from the third floor of her flat. And you know what that means, right? So she sort of like landed very badly. She was then rushed to the hospital. When they got to the hospital, the medical staff there insisted that they would only touch her if they presented the ID card. Like, that's new. They usually talk about police reports and all of that. Like, there is a law that completely banned that. Now you can't use police this or that not to treat a gunshot victim or accidental victim. So what was that? So the eyewitnesses account that's currently making the rounds is that they laid in taking care of her, treating her. She bled out and she died. And that threw everybody off, like, what this or that is called, the usual. And reactions have been following. Well, in the process, somebody who is very active, when she moved back to Nigeria, there was a time she had a moment of reflection. She said, I moved back to Nigeria of my own volition. In the past 2 years, I have tried so hard not to regret this decision, meaning she moved back to Nigeria sometimes in 2017. Then she also shared something like in 2013. This one is like this is like 12 years ago. I'll pray for Nigeria before I go to bed tonight. Before she went to Nigeria, she's praying for Nigeria, right? Then, some Toshku in August shared another tweet that said, I pray from the depth of my heart that Nigeria never happens to me or anyone I care about. And this was 25th of August. By the 29th of September, Nigeria happened to her. And reactions have been following that, like, oh, if she had stayed back in the UK, she would still have been so very successful. And she probably would, a lot of. But it has happened. The guy who is a colleague reacted, as many others, talking about the state of things in Nigeria. Many others are also questioning, like, did the armed robbers rob other people or did they steal? And there is a security guy that also got killed in this process. So presently, it's like 2 people got killed. So did the armed robber kill him? Killed her rather. Or it was like she jumped to her death? Or did they actually come for her? And then they made it look like she's trying to jump away and all of that. And the story of armed robbers came shooting these 15 armed robbers and all that. They were robbing people. No. Is it that our story is so huge that other stories, like I explained earlier, are being sort of like seconded, irrelevant? There is so much more to still know, right? You worry. And this a guy, news room or so, anchor, he's got this to say.
One of the most painful aspects of going through these news stories and these very tragic stories, like Somi's death, for example, or the death of the doctor in the elevator, or the death of that guy who I think it was knocked down in Ikoyi or so on his bicycle, or the fire, that happened in Marina a couple of weeks ago. One of the most painful aspects of it really is none of it ever brings change. Like, no death is tragic enough in the Nigerian context for us to expect as Nigerians that things will be better next week, that changes will be made to ensure it never happens again. There is no never again in Nigerian context. There is nothing, that tells you as a Nigerian that, is living in Abuja or anywhere, that if you get attacked by armed robbers, God forbid, your situation will be different in a couple of weeks because government would learn from Somi's death. There's nothing that tells you that if your office, for example, gets caught on fire anywhere in Lagos, the reaction of the fire service, the ability of the fire service would be better after what we saw a couple of weeks ago. There's nothing that tells you that an ambulance would get to the next person in 6 months' time or in 1 year from now, because government would learn from what happened to the guy who got knocked down in Ikoyi. Nothing. There's no never again. This would never happen. Nothing changes. And so when I tweet stuff like a country without an ambulance, it's from a place of pain. A country you can't call an ambulance, because I know that it's not going to be different next week or next month or in 4 years.
Since when I born, you never seen this kind of abuse before. Tinubu, I must abuse you. Tinubu, number 1, Oku-Olowo. Tinubu, number 2, Oku-Olowo. Tinubu, number 3, Oku-Olowo your children. Tinubu number 4. Ogun go bury all your family. Tinubu is a goat, yo. A goat, yo. Tinubu is a goat, yo.
Somebody said, did we ever know what happened to that guy after that? Because we've never heard from him again. He ate. Brother, thank you very much for your generosity as well. Bless you. And thank you. You know, there is nothing called never again in Nigeria. Something happened now and they're like, everybody's enraged. They're like, no, this thing must not happen again. Never again. No, not in Nigeria. I spoke about that earlier. Why? You know, fed people with so much that all the people, the most that people knows is fear. And even the government don't really have to lift a finger. Okay. So if they knew better, they would do better. I agree. If you don't fight back, wish all help. You know, Biafra and Oduduwa. That's where everybody is going to end anyway. Those who believe that it is just the figment of people's imagination, happenings in that contraption daily are the ingredients that will lead everybody to that road eventually. So Showere's reaction is different to him. It is sad. This is Nigeria. Nigeria killed her as Nigeria under this APC, Egbejila, under this kind of establishment, continue to support policies that will eventually lead to the death of Nigerians. Watch this.
I reacted last night, and let me send my condolences to her family and our co-workers. I knew, even without having been told, that she's a victim of Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria happened to her. I was reading on my way here, I've not confirmed, that they robbed every flat in that building. They called the police. Police did not show up until after she had jumped out of her window, gotten injured, and had no emergency support. She was found alive by the police, but when she asked to be taken to the hospital, the police said they had no fuel in their car. Maybe, if the police had not allowed their car to be stolen by a thief, maybe that car could have helped her to get to the hospital.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Exactly true.
So there's a fundamental problem here, people. We are in trouble. And her own tragedy is just symptomatic of that problem. But I feel so bad for her. I feel bad for her that today maybe I would have visited her family, but I have to be in court. So again, my condolences. But Nigeria happened to her. Nigeria has been doing people dirty everywhere. And her own case came to the surface because she's a member of the elite class. As we are speaking, they are killing people in droves in Kwara State. Those ones don't even hear from the police or army. They have been left on their own. The people of Zamfara have been left to their fate. People of Kaduna have been left to their fate. Katsina left to their Benue left to their fate. Kidnappers are riding roughshod. Because, again, your leaders have more interest in trivial things than substance. The people that should be prosecuted by the DPP are the people who are engaging in banditry and terrorism. But the DPP will probably be one of the people meeting with them in Zamfara and taking selfies with them. That's what they do with bandits. If I were to be a dangerous, terroristic person, they will come and negotiate with me. Yes. They won't bring me to court. So that's it.
Please, let's correct it.
No lie told by Omoyele Showore. We are all victims waiting to happen. Disaster waiting to happen. I mean, turn by turn Nigeria Limited. And that's why you have to speak up before you become the victims that people will be talking about. And you probably will be lucky if they are able to mention your name. At least people will remember your name. Somtochukwu Maduagu Somi. You will remember her name. But we are all victims waiting to happen. As long as this rolls. But have you seen the courtroom where they took Showore for insulting Tinubu today? DSS for defamation. And this is meant to be a case of defamation against Omoyele Showore, as well as Facebook and Twitter. I'll show you. I got a grip of the video of the courtroom. So I put it into a fast speed so that we can easily go through it and all that, just to show you what Showore was talking about. Misplaced priority. Those who are meant to actually protect the people are spending this country's resources in chasing everybody, questioning them. Why are they not doing their job? Take a look at the courtroom. I'm coming back, then we're going to go to Oweri after that. Omoyele Showore versus DSS versus Tinubu. All for Showore for calling Tinubu a criminal. So Showore currently probably have like 10 cases. He's got about 3 with the police IG. This one with the DSS. And he's got pending cases with the same DSS. The under Bokwari that was never concluded, and few others, they were completely dismissed because they never showed up in court. You get that now, but look at that court. Because they caught Tinubu criminal. All right? And when Showore left the courtroom, outside the court, he saw the retired policemen who have not been paid, protesting. Somebody where they just take to court. He joined them.
Good men, see them with their gray hair. After 35 years, they stand on that sun to collect waiting.
Nigerians, they are here live at the National Assembly. The police commission Civilians, they are driving.
It's like they want to.
Public servants, if you don't show here today, public servants will be running to hide. Police will be running out.
35 years of police work, and after retirement, they still have to come out and queue for their benefit. That's like a common thing. But it's not normal. It's abnormal. That was Showore with them. His case has been adjourned to sometimes in October, October 27 or something. Nigeria is expected to turn to 65 in the next few hours. By the time you are watching this video or replay, Nigeria should have become 65 by then. With all these killings, with all of the promises that every time they address you, it's like they are campaigning, still promising, Tinubu's policies, you are going to benefit it, the blah. While the people are carrying their dead, burying their dead in Oke-Ode in Kwara State, Koolu was welcome to a kind of like a crowded reception, a beautiful reception to come and launch a book written by Oko-Olowo about the progress made by the progressives, APC, Egbejila, and Koolu was there. He actually said a lot. This time I'm putting the boring one to nearly the last, so don't worry. I can always cut it off if you feel bored. Here in Imo, to ensure that everybody was out to welcome Tinubu, Oko-Olowo declared public holiday where school children, rather than go to school, they were marched straight to the roadsides to hold flags in welcoming Tinubu. And yeah, also shut down about 6 major markets in the city, state capital, so that the market women and everybody would need to be at the venue as well as by the roadsides, waving to welcome Tinubu, in order to show to you that the Igbos have accepted him. Look at this love. Anybody telling you that Tinubu will not sweep the eastern Nigeria, they don't understand. But something is that they did more than that for Bokwari. But I don't think they are deceived. The reception, while they are waiting for Koolu in Owerri today.
What they are saying is that nobody should be. How you doing?
So their job was to wave and scream and shout, "Baba, Baba, yo, 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 we love you," and make sure all of that are captured on camera so that you can check. Let's see the edit. Governor Muneke, show us the edit, sort of. And then Koolu had a speech that he delivered at the book launch. You know, like, I mean, don't you ever, well, don't get me wrong, okay, get me wrong, it's a matter. Don't you ever really wonder, some of you are like one Nigerianist. Do you understand, who believes that the contraption is still going to work, it's just leadership disorder? Do you ever wonder, like, man, how is it going to be like that you have a president that genuinely see Nigeria as a country, and you, Nigerians, as humans? You get what I mean? Like, not just some bargaining chips, just statistics. You get that now? And then something happened. Because it's got the resources. And say, you know what? Oh my God, what is going on in Yelwata? Say, well, Mr. President, some terrorists were, you know, young president, agile and sensible enough to say, you know something, call me the, this, call me that, chief of this, chief of that. You know what I mean? Put them all up and say, we are driving to, not flying, no, we are driving straight to that Yelwata. Mr. President, that's going to take us about 8 hours. I want to drive it. Let's go. It's going to take us 24 hours. I'm going there. Let's go. Somebody who is there ready, who just want to be there enough that even if you are a soldier, that you are a commander, a general, wherever. At that point, that the person where you could go lie to is right there on the spot. And you are pretty much like, Omo, what if they turn the gun and kill him? And he said, well, let them kill me. But before they kill me, at least, you get. And then, you know what I mean? Like, you have a leader like that. He knows that they can't kill him. He's got his own security, everything that will protect him. Some of them that you may not even like have to see them carry any gun. He's got resources to be like that as the president of the country. You get what I mean? By then, they would have swept the entire area. Everywhere he is going to pass, they would have swept the entire area off. The terrorists would have been, you know, the way they know that is scheduled to travel down to Yelwata by 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Do you understand? You would have seen that they would have cleared these terrorists so far away that if that now become a thing, they will begin to cut their losses by cutting their logistics. But no, you have these old guys, tired brains, that paid influencers, paid political appointees are telling you what they want you to hear. And you can tell that whatever they are saying that they are doing, you can't feel it. It's not the same as what is actually going on. But you want to believe what they are telling you, because to them, don't listen to those people, don't understand how this thing works. How does it work? We are seeing terrorists having peace talk. Governors are bragging that they are releasing repentant terrorists. Hundreds of billions of naira is being budgeted and expended in rehabilitating terrorists. Shouldn't that reduce terrorism, reduce all this insecurity? But no, it's right there in Owerri. And the boring part, just in case if it becomes too bored that you want to leave. So let me show you what I was telling you earlier. I have a fundraiser. I was supposed to actually raise like a grant in this month, and that's a big problem. So right now, if you by any chance feel like generous to support Mayegun, there is a link in the comments to my what's it called, my GoFundMe. So I would appreciate every penny of that, like seriously. Another thing is that if you're watching right now, I think I'm wearing the same white top there. Anyway, so yeah, imagine like it's been for like about 4 days. That's what I've got. I appreciate everybody who chipped in, like no joke, because it's because of you I've actually got that number. But yeah, if you look at the comments, there is a link there, and you can use that or the PayPal. Everyone is appreciated. So now let's go forward. Koolu in Owerri. I hope when I come back, it won't be 226, at least probably 227 or 237. We'll come back to that. koolu.
God bless you. Your Excellencies, let me thank our royal fathers and stand on the existing protocol. They've endured the day. I've listened to our father. We should thank God that we have today. We have them, all of them here present. I could see the father on your feet, Tinubu, and many of you here present. Thank you for enduring the day. It is that period of the year where we remember the history of our country. And looking back 65 years ago, that we work hard. Our forefathers handed over to us the sovereignty of this country, the independence. We were happy, we celebrated. We brought down the toga of the colonialism. And we started a future of our own. That future is with a lot of challenges. Yes, it's been very, very challenging. Or 10 years ago, our great party, all the Progressive Congress, came into office on the promise of change. That change, it is being witnessed here today. The old way has brought our nation close to collapse. A break with that past was not an option. It was the only way forward. We broke the jinx. Today we gather not only to launch a book, but to reflect on the decade of collective effort and sacrifice. I commend my dear brother, Governor Hope Uzodinma, of the 10 years that we've gone through. He has given Nigeria a gift. No nation can afford to forget its own journey, and no leader should escape the duty of stewardship. I stand before you confident, yet humble enough to say that Nigeria is no longer where it was 10 years ago. We've passed that. We promised the change. Today I can confidently tell you that the worst is over. I know what I took over. Don't go back. look forward. We have a Renew Hope agenda, and we have a book authored by Hope. Isn't that celebrative enough? Under the leadership of President Muhammad Buhari, our party began the work of stabilization. May so rest in peace. Yes, many years passed, mistakes were made, but the direction of our country shifted for the better ever since we came to power.
Nuisance, Lele.
Hear that. All it takes is just for somebody to write it and give it to him and say, all Bokuwari did when they took power 10 years ago is that Nigeria has shifted and it has changed a lot, which is true. Or is that 10 years progress or 10 years backwardness? Well, you be the judge, you. But right now, on the one hand, Tinubu will say, Bokuwari did well. He inherited liabilities as well as assets. But on the other hand, his handlers like Onofunuga and Co, they will say he inherited a collapsed country. That is the one who is now, so people are now asking, who collapsed Nigeria? Because you took over from your buddy, Bokuwari. You get that now? So yeah, what they have to do is just go out there and tell you that there's been so much progress. Anybody who cannot see the progress, that person is blind. That person is the enemy of progress. There's been progress. You now have politicians who are richer than their state simply because they have been able to corner the supposed resources of the state. About the killings going on in Nigeria that went viral when an American televangelist, podcaster, someone like, his name is, I think it's Maha or so, Biomaha, so, who mentioned the killings of Christians in Nigeria by Islamic jihadists. And he gave this number, I think on the side of their United Nations General Assembly meeting in New York. And that got to Nigeria enough that we started seeing some strange kind of handles promoting that, like, Nigeria is a place they are killing Christians, which ended up to be some of the Israeli online sort of platforms who amplified that. At the end of the day, it got linked. So, it's because Hitman went to the United Nations to plead for the statehood of Palestine, for the Gazans and all of that. That's why they brought out this propaganda. But people are now asking, are people not being killed in Nigeria? They say, but they are killing Muslims too. In fact, they kill more Muslims. Okay, great. That you agree that they are killing people. Who are those killing them? So, once we agree on those who are killing them, once we agree that indeed there are killings, and this is not going to be about who they killed more or who they killed less. There are killings. Those they are killing in Nigeria. I mean, they are killing Nigerians, Abi. So don't you think it never should have taken any foreign social media platforms amplifying that before you, a Nigerian, a Muslim, a Christian, before you feel passionate about it? Does the amplification of this story, which is true, that you agree to that is true, now this amplification of this story, is that a bad thing on behalf of the victims that are being killed? Or is that a good thing? No, sorry, or is it a bad thing because it is coming from people you don't like? Therefore, you can cancel this obvious ongoing genocide in Nigeria. But Tinubu went on to, he was in Owerri and he told them that that there is nothing like that going on in Nigeria, the president of the country.
No religious persecution in Nigeria is a lie from the pit of hell. I've always believed in good governance. And since I assumed office, I focused on your welfare. Today, Nigeria can say confidently, we have a well-equipped hospitals and we can treat critical illness such as cancer and other illnesses. We are investing in the welfare of our people. That's what you are doing. Every aspect of the pain in our economy is because of the future. And I am giving you that confidence that right now, this economy will work for you. Not for the smugglers, not for the corrupt people. You are being patient. You will persevere with us. You build an understanding. I assure you, Nigeria has just turned the corner. You will see prosperity. You will have it. Those who are talking ill of this country should stop doing so. It's 65 years of independence. It's not a joke. We are proud of our forefathers. We are proud of what they believe, that Nigeria should be one, that is, it must be an all-inclusive government, that we must take care of the elderly, we must take care of the vulnerables, we must educate our children, build welfare that will take care of our healthcare system.
Àmọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ gbé kalẹ̀ yìí ó dàbí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni tí ọpọlọ rẹ̀ yòrò tàbí ẹni tí Ọlọ́run fi síbi aláṣà àwọn ọpọlọ rẹ̀ bí ọpọlọ ikú ó jọ má bẹ́ẹ̀ tọpọlọ rẹ̀ ò tó nǹkan rárá tàbí ètò wà ń bẹ kó má tiẹ̀ wúlò má rárá.
Usubilai. They say the king is naked and is dancing in the public square. Who is going to tell him? The king is naked, dancing naked in the public square. People are laughing, laughing and all that. But who is going to tell the king that he is naked? Koolu is talking about standard health care in Nigeria. They can now treat cancer, they can treat anything. The security is fine. Everybody can travel to anywhere they want to go to. There's no religious killing anywhere in Nigeria. If the head of the government of a country has that mindset, how are you sure this is like thinking outside the box now. How are you sure that people have actually not went to him to propose solution to these problems? Like, forget the social media reactions, because they are mostly concerned about that, by the way. They are always concerned about social media. Those who are talking bad about this country, stop talking bad about this country. No, we're not talking bad about the country. We are talking bad, exposing you criminals who have run down a country and our people. So don't mix them together. In the process, people have expressed their disgust to what they have made of Nigeria. But you guys are the reason why. Do you get that now? Tinubu goes abroad for his medical care every 2 months. And when it becomes so kind of, they've just put together a package like it's going abroad for this and that. Tinubu is a visiting president, like Buhari was a visiting president, a naked president that is offering everybody clothes. He's offering you clothing. I will clothe all of you. Don't worry. I say, that man naked, he's the king. Let's just believe him. If he says he's going to give 100,000 of us clothing that we are all going to look regal, let's just believe him. That's what you have. Living in denial. There is no political will to crush the terrorist. So it's either they are telling him what he wants to hear, or is somebody like Buhari too, who would rather play deaf and dumb and live in denial. So I still have more, by the way. Do you still have time? For those of you who are still around. So let me say thank you to those who responded to my plea. See, that's it. Like that. So thank you very much. So my fundraiser has jumped up. And thanks to all of you. You can do it by, you don't have to make any other donations like those 5%, just put 0. And yeah, £5, $10, $1, $5, and all of that. That is why it is called the crowdfunding. And before you know it, here, by the way, is what I have gotten. So from 226 tonight, it has now jumped to 312. Maybe before we go tonight, I could probably get to 500 too. So it's embarrassing, isn't it? Right. Now let's go to another thing. Leave koolu in Lagos, where you had this wahala of demolitions, also the people of a trade fair in Lagos who have become victims of God knows what is going on, right? That they have become the target of these demolitions and all of that. So they protested the demolition. They have started protesting the extortion, where the property owners are beginning to more or less like extort them without mercy. Something that they said is now like a pandemic in all the markets in Lagos. So they protested in Balogun, Trade Fair, and a few other places. So this morning, right, there were clips of Peter Obi visiting them just to kind of like relate with them. And I have the clips here.
Unu na-anyụ na afụ na okwute ndị Igbo na senators awụchikwana na agba nke abụọ maka ka anyị jeburu ejebu agba nke mbụ n'ikomi president Babanla afọrọ gị n'ezi okwute ndị Igbo ọ ya nwa nọ na moda with the Abaribe and the Victor Ome and so many other senators ebe awụchi n'ụbọchị taa egbo eduru baoni how you see am
amazing
okay ebe abịa tata ụka abịa afọ ebe emenyawu ihe ebe a lụrụ ụdị ajọ ọrụ mbụ ndị obodo a ka anyị na-eje anyị ejego na agba nke mbụ ka ọ na-ejezi na agba nke abụọ ebe anyị nọgịda hụ na Sambisa Allow these people to leave now. Allow them to move. Hey! Come. Go. All of you are not abiding, hardworking people trying to do your business. We cannot be talking about foreign investors. We're local investors are not protected. We can only bring foreign investors if local investor is protected. One of the houses they destroyed ever. The man's partner with no chance to find investors in his office when he was being destroyed. You think if they go back, they'll come again? No. They will come back. Everyone foreign investor will protect the local investor. Let the business thrive. What government is supposed to be doing here is coming to support you people. For the market to improve, not to destroy anything. You have taken all these legislators. You are taking it on. All we are feeling. Let there be peace. Let there be reconciliation. Let all the states of Nigeria and everywhere understand that this is time to protect businesses. This is time to support businesses. So I thank all of you for your speech, welcoming us here, and show you that we must continue until we have a new Nigeria like this. Thank you.
I mean, he's powerless, isn't it? They demolished his own property, which he shared with his brother in Lagos. And right now, he's counting on the court to do the right thing. So he's one of the victims of whatever they are suffering or facing. But he believes that a new Nigeria is possible. And they seem to agree with him, meaning this too shall pass. Yeah, no matter how long it takes, these two shall pass. And that's one of the refuge for so many people like in Nigeria that make it look like they have been conquered. They have become so submissive and other adjectives that you think is suitable to describe the way Nigerians are or the way they react to what is going on around them, what they prioritize and stuffs like that, you know? Because when you look around and you realize that those who are wielding this power, they seem so unstoppable. They are so bad that even if a court gives judgment that they are not comfortable with, they won't obey it and there won't be any consequences. Do you get me now? It is in that Nigeria that you have all your documents, everything, and they will invalidate the documents right there in your hands. Okay? Then you go to court and the court says, no, the property is yours with this evidence. People will still ask you to go and beg the people you took to court to obey the court judgment. Do you understand? They say, yeah, you know what we are going to do now is that I know somebody who knows somebody. We'll go and meet them. We'll try and settle and make peace so that they will know that this whole thing is not about fight. They know it's your property. They know it's your land. But what happens now is that they will go and meet them and we can sort these things. They will still go and beg. Sometimes you still have to go and give them some money, despite the court judgment in that place. I'm not saying it's all the time, but I'm saying that it is that bad because the characters are acting in a way that they are above the law. They don't need to tell you. Yeah, African Wahala. I like that. You're like, we have time. So now I continue. Take me come and cook, Lord. Bless you, Baba. You are feeling really, really generous tonight, bro. And I understand what you're doing. So may God bless you very much. Nigeria is literally the bottom ranked country in life expectancy. No wonder. Worse than Chad, Sudan, and Somalia. Also the poverty capital of the world. It's worse than it has ever been today. Do you understand? The population has grown and a lot of people have been born into poverty because they have normalized them. We've normalized them for so long. The rest of the world is growing. They are growing enough to attract our young population who are escaping from Nigeria. That is the meaning of Japa. Japa. You get chance. Oh yeah, Japa. That means escape. Young people, old people, they Japa from a country that is imploding from within. And the guys who are responsible for all of this are telling themselves that they've made progress. And they have people that believe them too. You know? When I saw the part where somebody said a king, a Nigeria king, traveled abroad on student visa. Shofelo Kaweni. Like, but they will say, okay, maybe, you know, is that educationist or something? Well, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Let's leave that. And you think that's crazy? Well, a young lady who is pretty much famous on, I believe, Instagram, I've been at TikTok. Her name is something Kismandis or something. Sorry, I just grabbed the news this afternoon and it was like crazy stuff happening in a crazy place. Nigeria. Kismandis, Abimandis, Kisabi, something like that. So she made a video a while back where she announced an attempt to break the world record of sleeping with 100 men in a single day. I mean, I've heard that before. I mean, if you go online, you will see some of these people who have probably attempted that online. You will see. So her own seemed to have catch the attention of the young population of Nigeria. And it became a thing. Then it got more amplified when the Guinness World Record quoted her to say, sorry, we don't cover attempts or record like this. Then she said, I'm not asking you to come and cover me. I've got my people around. I will send you the address. Everybody go and buy your tickets. I will be with 100 men and all that. So the social media is kind of like, you know, those are the things that get a lot of traction among these young people, despite everything going on around them. So I think it got more than the attention of the young people. So a particular king then announced and said he declared her wanted. He must be arrested. Anyone who is trying to attempt an abomination in his kingdom, such person must be arrested. And I think it's in Oko-Olowo. So they declared her wanted. So things became kind of ugly after that. So she made another video to say, no, she's not doing it. Oh, she's this or that to her life. She can't sleep. She's dying and all that. And everyone just say, that station law, go report her, right? Which means all this cry on social media no go help you. Go station, go and report yourself. And I don't know what happened this afternoon. All of this in the last 72 hours, by the way. So this afternoon, Lagos State kick against drug abuse. I'm trying to kind of bring out their acronym. So I think they are called LASCABA, something like that. They presented her as their ambassador So trying to tell everybody that she is a drug abuser, but right now, they instead of punishing her like they did to Bobrisky, they should make her an ambassador to drug abusers, in which a government agency in Lagos presented her officially.
Expected to happen today, but as God has designed it, we're here with Mandikes, and she's actually agreed to become one of our Laskada brand ambassadors. Laskada, Lagos State Kicks Against Drug Abuse. Drugs is a pandemic that is hitting our streets. It is a pandemic that is hitting our society. It is a pandemic that is hitting our community. The government cannot fight it alone. We must work in collaboration with those that can reach as many people as possible. And we know Mandikes has a large followership, 402,000, if I remember quite clearly. And, we've had conversations and we're trying to do things differently. Everybody has a past. Nobody's perfect. But again, as a brand ambassador to Lagos State Kicks Against Drug Abuse, we hope Mandikes will be able to reach the nooks and crannies, of Lagos to assist us in fighting this pandemic. So the powers conferred on me, make her one of our brand ambassadors. Expected to happen today.
I will not allow you to. Hey, help me, 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 help me. If they carry me, they go where I don't know. Help me,
Tell me. Tell me, what are we producing and selling to other countries? Not even slippers. We eat the skin of our cows instead of turning them to beautiful bags and shoes. Eliminate that. It's a sign of poverty.
Koolu 2022, December 2022. Japengo, Mr. Broko. Where you can go hang ball now like this, eh? Sometimes I wonder why I was created a Nigerian, because something is fundamentally wrong with us. We pretend to love ourselves, but truly we hate ourselves. Well done, Mayogu, for your work at the work. Okay, thank you. Somebody said there is nobody that can change their mind. They strongly believe that they must have been part of the Nazi soldiers that died during the Second World War. And in punishment, God recreated them in Nigeria. There's something must be wrong. People have said that, a lot of people have said that anyway, when their frustration gets to that point too, they can't understand why simple things have become so complex. Do you understand? Like, why is it so hard? Why is that one so hard? Eh? And then you realize that even when you try to see other guys and say, okay, maybe this one will be better, even if you have your benefit of the doubt, at the end of the day, the same. You try to give the other ones benefit of the doubt, the same, but then you realize that it is not them. It is the system they have managed to entrench and sustain. If that system is gone, what is that system? The system that produces them. The system, right, that empowers them over you. Because their law says you have handed your sovereignty to them. And they could do whatever is right, whatever they think is right. They wrote a book. They called it your law. 99% of you don't even know the content of it. As well as other adjoining books, they call criminal code, this one code, that one code. They put all these things together without your consent, without your own knowledge or enlightenment, and they are guiding you with that. So if you remove that system, completely removed, and a new one that is agreed upon by everybody is put in place, and don't act like what I am saying is practically impossible. Don't say that. Okay? The fear is that if they should put the basket out there, a clearly defined referendum that says, do you want to be part of Nigeria? The fear is that there is a chance, right, that at least, not to exaggerate, 1/3 of the country will probably say they don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. And that is something that will change the entire plan, the entire topography, the entire everything. So that's like a too much risk to take. Who is going to take it? Who is going to, you get what I mean? They make it so complex. Because what you have right now is by design. It is intentional. It is not by because they are corrupt. System that fail to punish these corrupt criminals is a system that is deliberately put in place not to punish these corrupt criminals. There is no amount of intelligence, contribution, submissions, articles, and whatever it is that you have in your head that you want to tell us. The reason why the system will be resistant to it is because it is intentionally designed to be resistant to good ideas that will purposely serve you. To serve you, they need to ask you. Do you understand that? Like, they need to ask you, how do you want to be served? How do you want to be governed? Right? And the process where you can easily have that input, and that input will count, means that you are part of it. If something is going wrong, you will be aware and you will resist. So such system is going to destroy the monopolistic system they put in place, the one that privatized the commonwealth of everybody, while they belabor you with tribal, religious, ethnic, class war. So it's nobody you bring on. As long as that criminal system is still there, they will disappoint you. They will disappoint you in a way that you will look back, and the worst one you think you are running away from will started looking good, like, oh, that was even better. The one that we thought was bad was, Oke-Olowo, what is now wrong with this country? We'll come back to people like us who have said it repeatedly. A system put in place intentionally to not serve you will never serve you. Even if they pretend that they are making amendment changes to make it serve you, it won't serve you. Do we say something closer to that? Yeah? But now let me check my fundraiser. So, Yapengo, you're the man. Thank you. Yes. So I've gotten more on my fundraiser too. So like I said, people are probably feeling generous tonight. So from here, I am now at nearly 400, which is great. So if somebody will now put £9 or $10, it will take it to 400. And that can be a mark. Or everybody's going to get to the new month in the next few hours. And I know what that means. Nah. Probably will be the time that the entire account and everybody's money is like gone. So if you have any, if you feel generous enough, it is safe as well. Okay. You just need that money in your bank before you can use the card on the website, right? Undume, talking about how these rogues, the moment they come from you, usually people are saying that these criminals are not imported from anywhere. They come from you. They are mostly people that have agreed with you in the past, right? That this country is not working. And because of that, they have passionately somehow, win you over. Sometimes some of you have looked at them and you have said, hey, this is the kind of people that should be representing us. Eventually, some of them ended up representing you. But the moment they gain access into where they should represent you, they switch. Why? Somebody who has been in the business for a while seems to have an idea. Listen.
The issue you raised, which was what piqued my interest, is that you were asking why Nigerians glorify and celebrate, glorify corruption and celebrate those who succeed in it.
It's because, first of all, I'm a politician and people are expecting much from me. So they try to compare me with others that have questionable source of wealth and expect me to do the same because they
so you don't have questionable wealth.
Well, I don't. I cannot I cannot evaluate myself.
Well, I mean, you can.
But
you know what are in your accounts. You know where you get your money from.
I don't think you will believe me when I tell you what is in my account. And let me take a simple bet. Give me all in your account and let me give you mine.
I like that. I might actually agree to that.
No, agree to it now, and we have witnesses here. I swear to God, let's sign on it.
Right.
So I know myself, but I'm not saying that everybody has his own way of thinking of. But in this country, you know, Charles, unexplained wealth is being celebrated.
True.
Questionable wealth is being celebrated.
True.
That affects our total resources. In Nigeria, people that steal publicly, you know that this somebody who is, let me give an example of us in the National Assembly, or some of us, they come here, they don't even have a good car to ride, they don't have a house, but within the short period, we know our income is known, even with the ones that you guys are shouting that is too much. Like in senators, everybody knows that the cost of running the senator's office is about 20 million, but his salary or my salary, as at last month when I saw, was 750,000 naira. But you see somebody spending at a go maybe 100 million naira or at an occasion, and people will just say, oh, in our own in the church. You go to the church, you get the front seat, and the pastor will say, God has blessed so and Jesus has done so. And then when you go to the mosque, you are in the first queue, even though it's not supposed to be like that. He will come late, or sometimes even the imam will wait for him, just because he has unexplained wealth.
But is there a paradox in the fact that most Nigerians you speak to will tell you they hate corruption?
No, I don't think so.
And yet they are complicit in the same act that they condemn. I mean, I don't know if you read the article by this guy called Mohammed Abdul Salam on the subject. Brilliant article, but he does a very good job of pointing out the nexus between culture and corruption in Nigeria. He writes for Primer Africa.
Okay, but let me first of all say that, you know, next tomorrow will be 65. Nigeria itself. I'm older than Nigeria with 1 year. I will be 66 in November. When we were growing up, we knew that especially politically exposed people are subject of scrutiny in the eye of the public. The famous Sardauna Ahmadu Bello was jailed on suspicion or as related to revenue of the government. And so many others. I know of my people who went to prison because they cannot account for the common jangali, what you call it, local taxes. But today, you see, most of us, the politically exposed people, have virtually corruption has been legitimized and people don't even think about it. They sleep with their two eyes closed or even celebrate it. Even when some of them, when they go out, they are declared as criminals and jailed, and when they come back home, they are celebrated.
The issue you raised, which was what piqued my interest, is that you were asking why Nigerians glorify and celebrate, glorify corruption and celebrate those.
Because they are hoping that someday it's going to be their own turn. And that is why when you speak up against these corrupt criminals, same Nigerians will be asking you, do you have evidence? If they arrest you now, you get evidence of this thing you are saying. Do you have, and others might be like, so what's the big deal about that? Is that not what everybody, is that not what they do? If now you, if now you, are you not going to do the same? Because they will project it on you and say, because they know they will do it. So you can't tell them that you won't do it. Because to them, it's like, why do you think you are different? Why do you think you are special? Everybody will do their own jajare, everybody will take their own this and that. So they glorify those who are stolen and those who are stealing. They will defend them, just natural. And when people feel like, why are they doing it? It's because they see themselves in them. You got what I mean? Unexplained wealth. Oh, well. Because in a country where money drives almost everything, the criminals in power believes the power of money. The society that they have infiltrated and completely contaminated, that society has grown now based along, just along that sort of narrative. The politicians who still continues to steal and flaunt the stolen money, right? I can sometimes just feel like they are concerned. This country, it's crazy. If they explain Nigeria to you, you get you are not really mad. They probably didn't explain it better. Okay, so let's go back to my fundraiser, because I have seen more generous people, starting with Jabengo, Mr. Broko. Again, thank you very much, at least, for your own generosity so far, the super chat and all that. So right now, I am just 55 pounds away from 500. So that would be like, okay, I had a target of 1,000 pounds. I got 500. So I'm still going to be super, super grateful. Because every penny counts. Don't me dirty. And it lasted far too long than usual. That is why every little help, every penny counts. Mr. Victor, I got your own PayPal. Thank you very much, okay? And I've got a few names there from PayPal too. So practically I am like 500 pounds now. So thank you. And yes, we are still here for another maybe 10, 15 minutes, right? So as we speak, as much as these criminals are, or Tinubu and this gang continue to impress it upon you that they are doing so well when it comes to revenue generation, and they are looking forward to doing even far, far better in 2026 when their new tax law goes into effect. Another thing that they are not really so comfortable talking about is their greed, their insatiable lust for loans. Most of the loans that they have done, as just for mentioning the media, and they will disappear. And when they are asked to give the public budget performance, you know what that is, right? That simply means that Tinubu's ministers, finance, economy planning, all these funny titles they give themselves, they could just mount at the podium and start reading jargons from one paper that they prepared ahead and tell you that that's the situation of the country. That's what they have done. Oh, we have funded their agriculture. We bought tractors. We have funded their construction. Look at the presidential, presidential something infrastructural fund. You get that now, the Renewed Hope Infrastructural Fund, Tinubu's fund. Okay, so they will say, for education, we have given the students a loan and all of that. They will read all of that to you. 500,000 people have been given loan. You get that? 77 million Nigerians have been given 20 trillion naira, 10 trillion naira, 5 trillion. We have given 500 billion naira to 200,000 Nigerians. All those figures, they are meant to reflect in what is called the budget performance, quarterly performance, full year performance. But they are the ones who come and tell you year on, we are making this money, year on. And then you're asking yourself, where is the effect of what you are reading to us? Since Tinubu came to power, they have stopped the publication of quarterly report, which is called the budgetary performance, to see if indeed all this money they are taking, they are putting them where they said they are putting them. Genuinely, your budget should show that. But they said, no, we are working on it. It's been over 2 years now. And that's exactly how they have run Lagos for over 26 years. Nobody has opened the book of Lagos. It's whatever they read to you or whatever other thing they want to conjure and put out there. But for you to actually have access to the real thing, no, you won't. You go to court. Go and get freedom of information, whatever injunction. You will never get the details. It's being practiced in Abuja right now. As we speak, the World Bank just announced that they have approved another $750 million loan for Nigeria. Guess what is the money for? To fund digital infrastructure and health securities projects. Funny names or funny non-existing project. They went to the same World Bank and got $300 million to combat malaria in Nigeria. So they took 300 million to combat malaria. They went to Brazil and they kind of like, was it Brazil or Japan? I think it's Japan. And they got an extra loan of 300 million. So I think it's Brazil. It doesn't matter. So between the two, you get. So they got $300 million loan. And the money is for what? To improve electricity generation and infrastructural upgrade. They can't find one name for it. But ask them to open the book. And then you go hear the story if you are enemy of Nigeria or friend of Nigeria. Because they are the lovers of Nigeria right now. They are. $700 million. $750 million to fund digital infrastructure, health securities project. What does that even mean? Health securities project. It's crazy, right? But let's round it up in Ibadan, where Atiku El-Rufai, the coalitionists, visited the new Olubadan, my dear brother, Oba Rashidi Ladoja. I have no idea what the song was for. It's quite, melodic, and it feels pretty much different if you are within the space, because you're going to hear what they are saying, what they are singing, and you're going to know that they are actually responding to the sound of the drum. It's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. So that was then with the Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Rashidi Ladoja. He's been receiving guests, politicians alike, to come and say hello, since they couldn't attend the event when Koolu is the special guest of honor. So they couldn't take the shine off him. So they are all going afterwards. So, well, so that should give you that, right? Now, thank you very much, everyone. Again, you actually lifted my spirit tonight, because it was really, really funny that I started feeling like these people are not taking me serious. Like, I have tried so hard to let you understand how much I really would love every of your support. Like, it's always been all the time, but this particular time is so crucial. And I was always like, I hope they would take me serious at all. You know what I mean? And tonight, when, I don't know, maybe I looked more serious, right? Or maybe it's just the usual, like, you all feel so generous. So I want to say thank you, by the way. So from 220 or 26, so I have raised my fundraiser to 480. And if I consider what I have on my PayPal altogether, I would say I've actually gotten to that 500, like 510 pounds. So thank you. Okay. And until things probably really, really changes, I valued every support that you probably offer. So you may get to see me again in October. Please take me serious, because I'm serious, right? So thank you. Now here is another part. As we are rounding up right now, yeah? Do me another very wonderful favor. So easy. If you haven't liked the broadcast at all, please do like it, as you are living. But if you have liked it already, don't do it again. Then share it. Also, like I said before, check your notification, especially on YouTube. Check your notifications and be sure that they are still on. Even check, are you even still subscribed? You know what I mean? So we must beat this algorithm madness eventually. So thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the evening. And as we go into the new month, I wish you all the best. Just the best that the world has to offer. And stay safe as well. Good night.
Ayégún làwa mọ̀ ọ́ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdó. Ayégún dáyàrí. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí. Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán. Máyégún Diary politico. Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún. Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán. Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni. Mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni. Ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni. Ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́. Ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o. Ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.